thinking that I could only meet the expectations of those that expected me to fail. And so each time I lifted myself up again to try and start over, I would go to those who were familiar to me, hoping for their encouragement. Unfortunately, it always led me back to a place of inner despair, seeing that the same people that I had believed in had no encouraging words for me and would even go so far as to tell me being a person that would give you the shirt off my back, the shoes off my feet. I mean, who even cares as long as I still have feet, right? That, oh, you are doing something evil. You're doing something that is going to cause you, quote unquote, to go to hell. You're going to go to hell. And so I realized that there's no difference in being in hell and going to hell. Either you are there or you are not there. You don't have to go anywhere to be happy. You don't have to go anywhere to be miserable. You don't have to take one step to be in heaven. Heaven is within self. If you are in hell while you are living, how will the spirit comprehend heaven upon passing? Is the understanding I've come to within myself. And so I realized that my Father has given me a gift of prayer that superseded many others in contact. And so I began to look within myself after being alive for almost 40 years now and realizing that failure is when you fail to recognize your own gifts and blessings. It is not when you give it all that you have and feel that you have failed. Failure is when you allow someone else's fear of failure in themselves to cause you to never even step out on your faith. And so there are going to be a lot of things that may make no sense that I will bring up on my channel. But all I can ask is that you look for the synchronicity within yourself, within your life, within your journey. And do not, as my favorite reader, who at this time will be Cosmic Tarot, said, please do not thumbs down my message. Please realize that though you may not like or accept the messages, maybe the message is not for you. Please do not block my messages. Allow someone that may need it to find it or find themselves watching it because it has not been blocked due to whatever conviction has caused you to feel that you should, come against it. We all have our hurts, our misunderstandings, and messages that, hit us in a soft spot or a spot that's already sore. And maybe those are the messages that you need to listen to twice, is the way I feel. And don't allow those that are familiar to you to cause you to give up, forget, or deny your true inner purpose. We all come here with a cause. We all come here under a contract. Don't allow someone to make you feel you just showed up here one day because your mother and father met. It is not true. We are all destined to be here in a time such as this. for a purpose that is higher. So I'm looking within myself and I'm reaching higher because I know these messages have come to me time and time again, caused me to speak to people I don't even know, caused me to pray for those that have been lost and slain, for their family members, for people that I've never even met. It is exactly 5:48 a.m. now, and I find it in myself to pray or to petition the heavens or whatever needs to be done to ask for angelic assistance, because there are those of us that will never receive true assistance from those that are familiar to us, because they are afraid that you may supersede them or you may pass them or your blessings may become bigger than theirs. They're not looking at the higher cause. And so the higher cause for me is to please my Father that sent me for the cause that is higher than mine own cause. I will be coming with messages interpreting twin flame energy, soulmate energy. I would say job, but job to me means just over broke, and I prefer to reference career energy and anointed cause energy. So we'll just call it AC energy, or like keep it cool energy. Things that may offend those that are willing to stay boxed in, labeled, whatever keeps them in their in crowd. I've never been in the in crowd. I've never fit in anywhere, and I don't expect to fit in now. So first and foremost, I just want to find out what the energy on tonight actually entails, and go deeper into anything that comes upon me, whatever it may be. You may be suffering from grief, you may be suffering from heartbreak, you may be suffering from illness, you may be suffering from addictions. Love can be an addiction. We can have food addictions. We can have addiction to negativity, gossip. Addiction is addiction. Addiction is just like anxiety and sadness, and those are silent killers. And it's come time that we cannot be stuck on what someone may say about us if we are strong enough to speak out loud those shortcomings that we have, the sins that we commit. Some may call it sin, some call it falling short of the mark. Wherever the mark is, I found out that when you want nothing, nothing hurts you. And when you decide to want something for yourself, well, now you have something to lose. Especially the thought of losing friends. First thing I can honestly say is my great-grandfather was one of the most inspiring people I ever met. And he always told me, you don't have any friends. All you have is associates. A good man gets 2 friends in a lifetime if he's lucky, so do not think everyone is your friend. So let's just, start there, start with that. And you may not like what I'm going to say. I may not even like what I am called to say. So I ask that whether you like it or not, that you would consider it as a gift. It's like when your knee is aching and you can still walk. I always say, don't call anything bad. We only have good and great because you still have that function. Bad is when you can't get up on your own. Bad is when you can't think for yourself. Bad is when you can't roll over and get out of bed without the assistance of another. So there's only your good ear, your great ear, your good eye, your great eye. You know, your good ankle, your great ankle, whatever it is, don't call it bad. Be strong enough to allow your words to work for you. Don't speak ill-gotten fame on yourself. We could start there. So what I want to do is kind of just chime into the energies that that I feel on tonight. And I guess the first energy I want to touch on is despair. Look up the word despair. Look at the word despair. Break it down as many ways as you need to and think about the fact that the word air references the air we breathe. And without the air we breathe, we do not exist. The air is the Ruach is spirit, spirit is all that there truly is. Love made manifest. So you may be waking up this morning feeling like, oh my goodness, another day. What is it going to be today? And I honestly can say that that's the worst thing you can ever do. Don't do that to yourself. What I do, if I can remember to do it, is I wake up and I just immediately begin thinking, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because when you have a thankful aura, you create a vortex of protection around yourself. It's just like saying, hey, picture this spiritual donut. And on every longitude and latitude point of that donut, there's an angel willing to be slain to protect you. And you're just standing in the hole in the middle, projecting that aura of thankfulness. Because you may not be able to see those angels. You may not know why they're even there. You may not know who prayed that they would come to protect you. But that doesn't mean that they're not there. Remember, despair. Another way you can put it is just remember to breathe. And realize that even some things that we cannot see, whether it be spiritual, whether it be carnal, those things may be, and it's not even a maybe about it, those things are set in place to protect you. We had grandfathers, great-grandfathers, forefathers that have set things spiritually in place to protect you. And so you should think of using the air you breathe to learn. There's a contract set in place for those that will stop being led by nonsense and pick up a book and read it. And yes, I did say pick up a book and read it. If you don't like to read, if you're bothered by literature, if you're bothered by knowledge, if you're bothered by being educated, you probably do want to click off now. Because there's going to be things that I say that are going to sound ridiculous to those that are uneducated and refuse to educate themselves through reading. So there's no judgment here. I don't judge you, so please don't judge me. I thank you in advance for all of those that will support my channel as I begin to come in with the content that I'm led to share. You know that I am interceding on behalf of those that may not be strong enough to speak just yet, and healing myself on a daily basis so that I am available to do the same with and for others. So use this as an energetic vitamin, a spiritual vitamin, and just know that there are those that are just like you, and then there may be no one like you, and that may be your gift. So kind of start from there with me, if you will. Look within, address the despair by waking up every day and just begin to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You may not know what you're saying thank you for, but as you begin to set it into place and, pay it forward to spirit, those things will materialize that much quicker. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to my channel, Realteatimetarot. And remember, time is a warning. And warnings are not to bring fear to you. Warnings are to give you an advantage. So thanks for tuning in.